eyes wide open.
You think the Appalachian Mountains are just peaceful trails and stunning views? Well, they can be. But deep in these woods, some have a different experience, leaving behind nothing but terror. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more content, and let's get into it.
If the rake ever reaches your home, follow these instructions immediately. If you want to survive, it won't knock. It will wait. It will test the silence. His greatest power is your fear. Step 1. Gather everyone. Move quickly. Don't shout. Don't show panic. Step 2. Turn on every light you can. Use the TV, the radio, anything that makes a constant sound. Steady noise confuses it. Sudden sounds attract it. Step 3. Lock the inside doors. Hide in the deepest room of your house. Stay low, under something solid if possible. Step 4. Silence your phone. If you call the police, just whisper your address. If it breaks in, run to the nearest exit. Head for public light, cars, or other people. Don't confront it, unless you have no other choice. Remember, constant light, constant sound, no sudden moves. If the rake comes to your home, these steps are your best chance. And now tell me, what would you do?
It took the four of us about 2 solid years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we believed to be accounts of the rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature in its first 3 pages and never mentioned it again. A ship's log explained nothing of the encounter, saying only that they were told to leave by the rake. That was the last entry in that log. There were, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of a series of visits with the same person.
We are the reason you should close your windows and lock your doors at night. We are the rake, and we feed on any living creature, but we have a special taste for smarter creatures, as they present more of a challenge to hunt for us, the most intelligent predators in the Appalachian Mountains. We appear at night, trying doorknobs and windows all over growing residential areas. Once we've chosen a target, we learn everything we can about them. This is why you may hear us calling your name at night, trying to trick you into letting us into your homes. If you look out your window, we can hypnotize you, forcing you to let us inside to feast on your flesh. We also hypnotize local pets and creatures, forcing them to do our will in hopes that a human will be more trusting and open their homes to them, so we can follow shortly after and devour our prey. But where did we come from? Why do we do what we do?
This thing pulls itself around the backside of my truck, and I can see like this dark silhouette. And I'm just sitting there staring at it, and I mean, I don't know, like the feelings that washed over my body at this point, I'm just like, what is that? And it was like right at that moment, its head snapped, and it was looking straight at me from the back of my truck. And when I tell you that, like, words truly can't describe, like, I wish I could take my mind and upload it into a computer so people could see what I saw. But when this thing snapped and looked at me, it was like, it literally looked like a skeleton. Like somebody took skin and stretched it really far apart and stuck it to something. And its eyes were like black holes, except there was like, it wasn't really, I don't know if it was a glowing light or reflective like a cat, but they literally, you could see them glowing. But then as we're sitting there looking at it, that's when, like I said, it snapped up like one way, then snapped a different, and it's just sitting there. And it's got his eyes directly on both of us, but its head's like kind of tilted like this, like a dog. And it's just staring at us. But then as it's staring, I could see its arms. Its arms were like here, and then one would go down to the side, and it would start swaying just back and forth. And I'm just like, both of us are just dazed. Like we're talking to each other, but we're like, what is that? When I started my truck, the fact that I felt this thing get off of my truck And the fact that this thing was so fast that if you literally blinked your eyes, you would miss it. When I tell you, like, when I cranked my truck, and I mean, I was getting the out of Dodge. This thing literally jumped off and ran towards the wood area so fast that it was like, that's not human. It's not possible. It's so, like, I'm not saying like the Flash, but when I say like something that is so humanoid, but to be on all fours and be able to move so fast, I don't know about you, but that's absolutely horrifying. That's when it did something that was beyond supernatural. The eyes would blink and it would pop up way over here. And then the eyes were over here looking at us. And it blinked again, and then it was on over next to a tree, and that's when we could see it peeking around the tree at us. But it was like you heard no sound, but it would blink. Like its glowing eyes would be there, and it would close, and it would be in a whole different spot.
My whole body is goosebumps right now. Wow. I'm having that feeling I'm being watched, and it's over there where I heard that noise. But I'm staying here until morning. When I wake up, I will show you. I'm not leaving my phone running all night. But if anything happens, I could have swore something ran from right there across on the other side of that gate. Didn't see it, but you know what I'm talking about. The side of your eye, I mean, something went. Then I caught it about right in there before it got to the other side. It was dark, tall and dark. Please don't let nobody be right there. Please don't let nobody be right there.
I go out to the vehicle and I will send you these pictures. You can post them. I don't care. There are 4 finger marks down the side of my vehicle in the, cause it's wintertime. So you get like road salt on the side of your vehicle.
Huh.
There's 4 fingerprints down the side of the vehicle so I'm imagining if it's reaching out, you know, like this.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw the fingers. I don't know how. I never even saw the hand. I just saw the arm coming up. But if you're reaching out, your thumb's not going to make contact. It would have to be the 4 fingers. But from this finger to this finger mark was 8 inches. These 2, the bottom ones, were together like that. And like I said, I will send you the pictures. I still have them.
Okay, so alarms are going off and the rooster's going nuts. What is that?
It's probably that coyote.
Right there. What the heck?
Is that that coyote?
No.
That's not a coyote. That's a person.
Where's the dog?
Wow.
Well, you better go now.
What the f***, man? What the f*** is that?
I don't know. There's the dog. Why is she in her freaking pen?
Look.
What the? Oh my God. Yeah, but you see where it's standing?
Yeah, it's looking in the window at you.
It's at our window. What?
It's a good way to get shot in the face.
And the dog's just staring.
So why is the dog not barking?
Oh my God.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It was very tan, and the thing that struck me the most is from the legs up was detailed, and it wasn't wearing clothes, it was skin. And then once you got further up to where its face was, there was nothing. There was no facial anything. It was just blank. And I hit the brakes on my patrol car. I spun the car sideways. I stopped because at the time I didn't really think of it being something dangerous. I thought maybe it was somebody out there that needed help. So I get out of my car. I have my hand on my service weapon. And then it struck me that there was nobody else out there with me. I drew my firearm. I'm clearing where I was at, making sure that there was nothing or nobody right there, and nothing. And there was nothing out there with me. I saw it as clear as day. Whatever it was solid, and it was there. And just like that, as soon as it was there, it was gone. And I still to this night don't know what it was. It was standing upright.
So you could see, so it was that skinny that you could see, it looked like the bones, and you couldn't see a face, like you couldn't see an eye or nose or mouth or anything. And you didn't hear anything, so it wasn't like it yelled out like, hey, or stop, like a person would.
No, there was no sound, and it's, like I said, as far as the face goes, there was almost no features. It was just void of everything.
Turn off the lights. Turn off your light.
The heck is that?
Oh, shoot! Shoot! Just get out of the house! Get out of the house! Just get back to the house! Just get back to the house!
The time my friends and I saw a Pale Crawler. So this was about maybe 2013, 2012, somewhere around that time period. We decided to walk down this gravel trail into the woods that was in our town at the time. We were trying to find this abandoned mental hospital that we knew was still standing, but it was really hard to get into because it was commonly patrolled. When I say this place was in the middle of nowhere, I mean it. It was surrounded by wide open, unkempt fields with tall grass, lots of woods around the area, so there was a lot of places for things to hide. Anyway, as me and the two of them are walking down this gravel trail, heading towards the direction of the mental hospital, we suddenly noticed how quiet the forest just eerily got. We couldn't hear any crickets. We couldn't hear birds chirping. It just got dead quiet to the point where you can hear a pin drop from probably the other end of the trail. Anyway, as we're walking, we start to hear what sound like crunches in the leaves or the twigs that kind of shadowed ours. It was those footsteps that kind of match yours, but they're a little bit off. And then when you stop, they stop just about a half second later, and you just knew for a fact that they weren't your footsteps, and they definitely weren't an echo. As we're getting closer to the mental hospital, we're probably about 100 feet away from it at this point. Our buddy points up ahead and notices something. We all look, and we shined our flashlights down, and probably about 20 feet away from us, we saw what looked like a naked human on all fours crawling down the trail with its ass in the air, and its legs looked about 3 or 4 times the size of its torso. And this thing was moving weirdly quick, but also slow at the same time, if I had to put it. Like, it almost looked like it was running on all fours, but it was moving at a slower pace. It didn't stop or look at us or anything. It probably didn't even know we were there, or maybe it did, but it just flat out ignored our presence. But this thing straight up looked like a person, but its skin kind of looked like an animal with mange, an animal that's supposed to have fur but lost it all, and you kind of see the rolls and the wrinkles and maybe a few patches of fur that are still left over. That's what this thing's skin looked like, or its body looked like. So yeah, at the time, we booked it in the other direction, and the whole time we're running, our minds are just playing these weird tricks on us to the point where we could have sworn we can hear this thing chasing us, but every time we look behind us, it wasn't on the trail. So I don't know if that was just paranoia, or maybe it was chasing us, but it was in the tall grass to the point where we couldn't see it from the trail's point of view. Anyway, we eventually made it back to our cars, and we got out of there safely.
I never believed in the rake until I saw something crawling faster than any human ever could. When I was 17, my cousin and I decided to have a sleepover on my grandpa's property. He owned 80 acres of woods, and we spent our entire childhood discovering them and exploring them. We were never scared of being out there. We grew up there. Around midnight, our fire ran out of wood, so I offered to go find some more branches in the tree line. About 30 feet into the woods, and then I heard a little bit of crunching coming from the left of me, not behind me, so I knew it wasn't my cousin or my grandpa. It was from the left of me. And I bent down to grab some branches, and then I heard it again, but it seemed like it was a little closer this time. So I shined my flashlight over. The time I caught movement. It was a very pale figure, and went behind a tree. At first I thought it might have been a deer, but it was something that was on all fours. I don't know what it was, but I could not stop staring. I absolutely froze. Fight or flight or freeze, I froze. It leaned around the tree, and you could see its arms. They were so long. You could see most of its ribs. It was very, very skinny. And the head was tilted so far, like it didn't seem like it was possible. So I knew it definitely couldn't be human, and it couldn't be a deer. Anyways, everything inside of me told me that I should run away, but I just kind of slowly backed away, and it was just sitting there watching me. The second I reached the edge of our campsite, my cousin looked at me and he's like, "Why do you look like you just saw a ghost?" And then before I could even answer, his face dropped, and he said, "What is that?" I turned around again, and the thing disappeared again. Neither of us slept that night. The next morning, we went out to go search the area, and there wasn't anything. There was no animal footprints or human footprints. There wasn't anything that would have seemed like something was there. The only thing that we saw was the tree where we both had saw it. There was 4 super long scratch marks, and it was like too high where I don't think an animal would have done it unless a bear completely climbed the tree. I don't know. I've spent years trying to explain it. I think I've filled in details in my brain that weren't actually there. I tell myself it was just a really sick bear. The only thing that bothers me is when my cousin and I have talked about it, he described it exactly how I saw it before I even told him what I saw. So our descriptions completely matched.
So November 15th, 2015, I decided to go for a run midnight. When I approached Richmond Road, I saw a float out from a bush, a foot off the ground across the road from me, what looked exactly like this creature. It was like a demonic tall gray alien, or what is also known as the Rake. The look that it had on its face was like I had caught it doing something that it shouldn't have been doing. It proceeded to run away from me on all fours like a gorilla, stopped at Richmond and Grennan Road, stood on its 2 hind legs like a human, and then proceeded to run away from me to its left on all fours like a gorilla. I ran the entire way home because I literally thought I was going to die that night. This was something entirely different. Its eyes were solid black, and the energy that it gave off was pure evil. Yes, they are real.
It's not believe me, because someone won't let me believe me. Oh my god. I can't believe this.
Hey, Mickey G.
Hey Mike, I need you.
I can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Yeah.
Alright, you're not gonna believe this. I got it on video now. People think I'm nuts. It's on video. It's playing right now. I put the iPad in the window, and now this thing's coming up to the steps in my backyard, Mike.
What's going on?
It's like a weird, demonic looking thing, and it's like a human, and it's all scratched down. And this is the second time this happened this week. And as I'm talking to you, this is all on recorded, and it doesn't see me. I'm in that sunroom. All right, I've been putting the iPad up at this far on, and it happened. There's weird things been happening around this time at night.
Can I record it?
You're on record. Everything's recording now. I can see the thing. It's like looking around weird.
Is it recording the video?
Yeah, right now it's on the video. It doesn't see me. I'm sitting back, but I can still see out the window really good. You should see.
Hear you?
No, it can't, but it's looking around like something out of a weird sci-fi movie. This thing is freaky. It's on video. Huh?
Not a person?
No, it's an evil identity. It's evil entity. This thing's like wicked looking. But it's a human form, though. You gotta wait until you see the video. I got it on video. It's
okay, good.
This is like one out of a million things that people will not. They'll think they won't think I'm crazy no more. Wait until you see this. Oh my God! It's like you should see this thing, Mike. Oh my God! Like a gargoyle. It's like a gargoyle, man. And it's like 35 feet away, and it came out of those weeds. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's a plant.
On the left side? Or by the right?
Looking out.
On the backyard?
Yeah, on the right side, there's the weeds there going down that sidewalk.
Okay.
I got it on everything. And and everything, the whole thing right now is the iPad's recording everything. Me, you, and this thing. And I don't know, what's the police gonna think? It's looking, oh my God, oh my gosh. Dude, this thing is weird.
Sure it's not somebody you should call the police?
Yeah, no, it's a demonic creature. It's not human. And it goes back. It just went back. It dove back. It like wobbled back in. I can't even explain it.
Went back in the weeds?
Yeah, like it knows something's going on. I got it now. I got it on tape.
Huh.
Yeah, just pray. Wait till you see this thing, man. Just pray. This is really freaking me out because 3 nights ago, I'm laying on the couch. I heard something open the door and walk through the sunroom as I'm laying on the couch. Then as I woke up, it was like gone. It was like it shot back through real quick. And I know I heard the door. Then 2 nights ago, I was seeing this thing. See, and now it's gone. So I got 2 minutes on tape on a video, Mike. Yeah, so it's like everything you're saying and hearing now. When I play you back the video, you're gonna wait till you see this. Just pray. I mean, this people won't think they're not gonna think I'm crazy when they see this now. This is unreal. Just pray.
Just pray?
Yeah.
Yeah, praise you, Jesus. Father God, I just want to lift Rick up to you right now, Lord. I don't know why he's being tormented like this, Lord, but we know you know. And Lord, you've been speaking to him in visions and dreams concerning his work and different things, and the enemy is being attacked by you, Lord. And he's all worked up, but God, I just come against this. I bind these things right now, these evil spirits that are just harassing Rick and just coming into his yard. I just bind those things right now. I command them to cease and be still, be gone. I pray that you give Rick peace right now. I come against all fear. I bind that in Jesus' name. I pray, Father, that you just give peace and comfort, Lord, that he knows that Lord, you are watching over, Lord. You are his rear guard, that nothing's going to call me when you lay down at night. No sudden terror will come upon you.
Oh my God, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh.
I command you to go in Jesus' name.
This thing is looking weird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It knows something's going on, man. This thing is, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. We got disconnected. I even called the minister. It went back.
I've started the camera up like 18 times and done an intro. I just don't know. Nothing's really happening. I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm nervous, but
Guys, I'm really trying to give you guys videos out here, but this place to the core. But I'm fascinated with it at the same time. I'm hearing noises, dude, and I don't know if it's clicking, I can't hear it. Oh, it's by my car. Oh my god, dude. Why is my thing going faint? Stop. What is that? Okay.
Have you not seen that rake they caught on video at Cliffview? No way I'm going out at night in these woods. So naturally, I had to know what she was talking about, so I asked her to send me these videos, and she did. So here they are.
This Pennsylvania hunter quit the woods after what he saw one night. In 2022, Zach was driving through southwestern Pennsylvania with his girlfriend and his best friend late one night. As they passed a small church, something stepped out of the tree line. At first, none of them could process what they were looking at. Roughly 50 feet away was a pale, grayish-white humanoid with unnaturally long arms and fingers. Its skin looked almost translucent, stretched so tightly over its body that Zach said you could almost see its bones. Its face was even stranger. Dark, hollow eyes, but no visible mouth or nose. It dropped onto all fours. Instead of driving away, they pulled over and watched. For 5 to 10 seconds, whatever it was seemed completely unaware they were there. Zach estimated it stood 6 to 7 feet tall, even while moving on all fours. Then it noticed them. The creature exploded across the church parking lot, faster than anything Zach had ever seen. He said it covered nearly the length of a football field in just seconds, moving with an unnatural, almost spider-like speed that reminded him of the creature from the movie Legion. It disappeared over a hillside. Then its head slowly peeked back over the ridge. It kept watching them, again and again. For the next 2 to 3 minutes, it continued peeking over the hill as if it wanted them to follow it. None of them moved. Finally, they decided they needed to leave. The encounter affected them deeply. Zach said his friend refuses to talk about what happened to this day. They all regret not taking a photo or video, but in that moment, they were simply frozen in shock. Zach had spent his entire life hunting and fishing those Pennsylvania woods, yet he'd never seen anything remotely like it. In fact, he quit hunting afterward because he never wanted to risk seeing that thing again. Years later, after reading reports online, Zach said he finally found descriptions of what many people now call a crawler. He isn't claiming to know exactly what they saw, but finding similar accounts made him feel less alone. So what could they have witnessed? Some researchers point to modern crawler reports that describe pale, skeletal humanoids with incredible speed, often seen near rural roads, churches, and wooded areas. Others see similarities to ancient Algonquin traditions describing gaunt, starving humanoid beings with hollow eyes that could lure people deeper into the wilderness. Appalachian folklore offers another perspective. The Appalachian Mountains are among the oldest mountain ranges on Earth, older than bones, according to a popular saying. Because of their incredible age, some mountain traditions claim these ancient hills hold things that have existed far longer than people, and that some of those things still emerge from the deep woods after dark. Whether Zach encountered an undiscovered animal, a case of mistaken perception, or something that inspired generations of mountain legends, one piece of Appalachian wisdom remains the same. If something unnatural is watching you from the edge of the woods, don't follow it. Drive away.
In today's Tales from the Mountain story, we're going to Mercer County, West Virginia, where we're going to talk about this cryptid, dubbed the West Virginia Crawler. So sit back and enjoy. These crawlers have been haunting the West Virginia woods for generations. Some say they're a demon, others say a ghost, a twisted spirit, or a humanoid cryptid. They have long limbs that's real skinny, bright white pupilless eyes, and they move through the woods like a spider. With the amount of time that hunters spend in the woods, it's no wonder that sometimes it seems like they see more unexplained things than most other people do. And today's story comes from a deer hunter out of Mercer County, West Virginia, who had his own run-in with a West Virginia crawler. He said that the place he hunted was out in the middle of nowhere. He would camp a couple days or 3 days at a time. And he set up his tent one day, and he said as nightfall began to move in, he heard something with this high-pitched screaming shrill, like a banshee, he said, the way it screamed and hollered. And he said it scared him real bad. And he said as soon as it got done hollering, it was like the whole woods, the forest around him just went quiet. He said you could hear a pin drop. And he said just about 30 seconds after that, it squalled out again. And he said by this time the hair was standing up on his arm and his neck. And he slept with a gun right beside him at night, scared. But he said it was just so quiet after it hollered, nothing making a noise. And he said after about 5 minutes of that eerie silence, the forest came back to life. The next morning, as he was walking to his tree stand, he said he found like a couple rabbits that had been just ripped in half. Pieces of them were eat. The whole things weren't eat, just pieces. And he said he found a half-eaten deer, and he said these weren't like coyotes or bobcats had done this. He said he'd never seen nothing quite like it the way it was done. And he kept walking, got to his tree stand, climbed up in it, was sitting there, and he sat there all day and didn't see any deer moving. As it was getting late of the evening, he said he looked out and he saw something out of the corner of his eye dart between two trees. He said he grabbed his binoculars to look, thinking that maybe it was another hunter walking through there or something, He said he got to look and he seen it again, but he said this time he could tell it was pale white with real long arms, and it was crawling fast. And he said it had the biggest, brightest, pupilless white eyes he'd ever seen. And he said it just darted around, and once it finally spotted him, he said once it spotted him, it took off getting it. He decided he was going to get down out of that deer stand and go find this thing and try to get a shot at it, because he'd never seen nothing like it. And he said as he eased out through there, he spotted it way off in the distance. And he put his gun up to try to get it in the scope, and he realized it was hovered over a dead deer, eating on it. But before he could get a shot, he said that thing took off. He said you'd be surprised how fast these creatures can move. He never did get a shot at it. He said he went back, tore his tent down, packed it up, and went home. He said he has been back in the area hunting, not camping, but hunting. And he hasn't had another run-in with one of these creatures at all. Have you ever seen one of the West Virginia crawlers?
It would seem that this cryptid came back for him. The person telling this story says this is the scariest encounter they've ever had, and they believe that this was a cryptid of the crawler variety. Austin was living with his aunt, who lived in a more rural area in the city, and he biked to and from work. Austin said that this route went through a natural wooded area. Of course, it was not very populated, and it also did not have a lot of streetlights along the way. Cars barely drove down, and it was a pretty isolated route.
It basically cut through a large forest area. So one night, Austin was biking home from work and he got to the wooded section of his route. So before going down the sloped area, he paused to take his phone out and his earbuds so that he could choose the music and listen to it on the rest of the way home. But just as he went to take his phone out of his pocket, he heard the sound of a branch cracking nearby. So Austin looks up. He said standing just a few feet away was this tall, bony, pale creature. He said it was standing off to the side of a trail, but still on the sidewalk. It had large black eyes, no nose, and a thin slit for a mouth. Its hands were extremely long and had long clawed fingers. He said it was standing in kind of a squatted, almost semi-crawling posture. Austin said that before he could even react to what he was seeing, this thing let out a huge, loud screech. And then, at an insane speed, it just leapt into the brush and denser areas beyond the trail. Austin said that hearing that screech sent him into sheer panic fight or flight mode, and he pedaled as fast as he could right through that forested area. He also said that the entire time he pedaled, he could hear cracking and breaking of branches, almost like this thing was keeping pace with him, following him. He said it was like it was giving him chase, but not wanting to be seen again, if that makes sense. So Austin gets through the forested area, which then opened up into a residential kind of area. There were now street lights and homes off in the distance. And he wound up stopping underneath the street light and sort of looked back to the forest line. And when he looked over, he saw that figure squatted down at the edge of the forest, just watching him intensely. Austin says that after he caught his breath, he wound up speeding back home to his aunt's house. He threw his bike in the garage, closed it, and rushed inside and locked every door and window he could think of and ran up to his bedroom, locked the door, and refused to sleep that night. So here's the craziest part of all. He said that that was not the first time he saw this creature. Just a few weeks later, when he looked out into his aunt's backyard, he saw this thing crouching down, staring up at his freaking window. And then that was the last time he said he hasn't seen it since. His words were, "I do 100% believe that it was a subterranean cryptid or creature due to its appearance." Now, he points out something really interesting. He says that the area that this happened in has a few trails that wind up going underground. He also said that it just so happened to be that the city was doing some construction on some of those tunnels in that area of the trail. Austin thinks that the construction on some of those tunnels or areas of the trail is kind of what caused this thing to come out of hiding. Austin says it feels like he just happened to be at the right place, well, at the wrong time.
Please pardon the interruption. At this time, we are going to ask that students and staff proceed to conduct an internal lockdown. I repeat, this is not a drill. Please proceed to internal lockdown. 911 has been called. Remain in internal lockdown until instructed otherwise by a uniformed officer.
Okay, guys, I need everybody right away. Back corner and down, please. No cell phones?
Get as close to the wall as you can. Crowd it together. Marcus, get this way. Get this way. Get away from the window. Davis, hurry up. Get away from the window. Press help with these desks. Hurry up. Guys, grab these desks.
Pale crawling humanoids. Pale crawlers are humanoid creatures that typically appear at night, usually in heavy wooded areas, forests, or abandoned buildings. They are said to be pale thin, with very long arms and legs. It's also said, these creatures aren't very aggressive, but just seeing their eyes glow in the dark is enough to give you a heart attack. Pale crawler sightings really became popular in the early 2000s, but it is unknown when the first sightings occurred. Some reports go back as far as the 1900s.
If you ever hear something crawling behind you in the Appalachians, don't look back. Locals call it the crawler, a pale, human-shaped thing that only looks normal until it moves. Long limbs bending wrong, silent steps, eyes that glow. Some say it used to be a person. Others say it's something ancient trying to imitate us. But everyone agrees on one thing: if you see it once, it's already been watching you for miles.
Caught some footage that, quite frankly, has me a little spooked. And I haven't quite decided if I want to show it yet. I don't understand what I saw, and I can't explain it. If you have seen anything like it, please feel free to let me know what you think it is in the comments. Yeah, it has me pretty spooked.
Big buck or something. Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is that a buck? What is that? Dude, that's not a buck, dude. That's a, dude, go, 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 go.
Remember, if you hear footsteps behind you in these woods, don't turn around. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe so I can bring you more chilling content. And until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and question everything.